Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and this is going to be a brief little review for the DC Comics New 52 trade, Catwoman, Volume 1, The Game, written by Judd Winnick with art by Gillum March. This particular volume collects all 6 of the first issues of the run, and seeing as I already reviewed the first 4 of them back when I was able to get my hands on the single issues, I'm not going to go too in-depth with what the story's about. Suffice to say, Selina Kyle is up to her old cat burglar tricks. She's having liaisons with Batman and trying to fend off assassination attempts from various thugs that she gets upset, and one of her friends gets killed in the crossfire, sadly, which sends her kind of over the deep edge on a revenge plot, and then she runs smack dab into the brick wall that is a metahuman female with electronic powers. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Now, it's a very intriguing story from a psychological standpoint, and the art is just fantastic. I mean, from the very comical, one of my favorite pages in the entire run, when Catwoman, in the first issue sees her apartment get blown up, and she's just looking at it awestruck, is just hilarious. The action sequences are really dynamic and brilliant, and it's just very well done. Now, I know that this particular volume got some criticism because of the sort of, showing a little more than they probably should have with that whole liaison with Batman and so on and so forth, but, this wasn't something that really fazed me when I read it. I mean, I've seen worse in other places, especially on TV, and it kind of goes against that whole thing about how comics aren't just supposed to be kids' fare. I mean, adults are reading this stuff, so I don't necessarily see the problem. A couple fellow channels on YouTube, Geekvolution as well as Pop Culture Diva 42, both gave perfect examples of how you can disprove this fact, this sort of common misconception that comics are meant for younger audiences. And I think this volume is a perfect example of one of those that is not supposed to be for younger audiences. Well, then I've also heard people say, well, Catwoman is supposed to be a role model for female readers and stuff like that. And I just have to say, huh? Really? I don't know. But I'm not going to wholly discredit it either, because frankly, Catwoman, I'm sure she's a role model to some people when she's been written more as a hero than a villain, and so on and so forth. And I mean, she's even supposed to crop up in the new Justice League of America at some point in the near future. So, I guess that means all bets are off. She's seen more as a hero, maybe an anti-hero in the DC Comics New 52, and that's fine for me. Again, I didn't really find that whole liaison thing between her and Batman in issue number 1 to be that big of a deal. As you go on through further issues, you do have some segments of the art where it's somewhat gratuitous, the amount of skin they show and everything like that. And I could see how that might put certain audiences off, especially younger readers who don't really mind it, but they might have people looking over their shoulder and stuff like that. So again, buyer beware, it's up to you guys. And one thing that I always look forward to with volumes like this is the supplemental material. I love DVD extras, and these are kind of the DVD extras for these volumes. And this one definitely has a few pages of sketches and alternate covers and stuff like that. And I mean, this is a pretty decent volume if you like Catwoman, if you like the new 52 version of Catwoman. And I know that, for some she leaves a lot to be desired, but I thought it was an intriguing read, and I do enjoy the art, so I picked it up. And as far as ratings go, I'm probably going to lock this one in at a solid 4. And so that's pretty much going to be it for me on this one. I'm hoping to get some more new 52 trades at some point, Supergirl, Action Comics, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and I'll hopefully be able to do reviews of those if I can get my hands on them. So stay tuned for that, and otherwise, I hope you're all doing well, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.